lot of you finished in class and we're close to. And I'll just try to make this somewhat fast. So the first one, like terms, and again, I would at least circle them. Right, C and D. So again, I'll just write them side by side. Please make sure you're careful with the sign. So this one's everything is addition, so we don't have to worry about. 5C and 2C is 7C, and then 3D plus 8D is plus 11D. Here, let me rewrite. So again, take this guy, negative 5M plus M side by side, and then plus 6N minus 7N, and lastly plus 8P. These two, it's negative 5. Remember there's a 1 here, so negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4M. Next to 6N minus 7N, so 6 minus 7 is negative 1N. And the last one is just AP, because that's nobody to combine with. This one, so again, 3x squared minus 8x squared. Remember, you take the term with the preceding sign, so that minus sign should come tag along. Minus 5x plus 3x, and the negative 9 will do absolutely nothing. 3 minus 8 is negative 5, x squared. Negative 5 plus 3x is negative 2x minus 9. Let's see. This guy here and this guy here are like terms. They're both AB cubed. So negative AB cubed minus 8AB cubed, and then, oops. And then negative A squared plus 5A squared, and then minus A at the end. These two can be combined, right? Same variables, raised to the same exact power. So negative 1, there's a 1 here, right? And then negative 8 is negative 9 AB cubed. From these two, there's a 1 here, don't forget. So negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4A squared and minus A. Here, well, there's no coefficient in front of the parentheses, right? So there's no factor, but if you want to think of it as there's a 1 here, do so. If you don't want to bother doing that, just understand that if there's a plus sign in front of the parentheses, when you remove the parentheses, all the terms inside come exactly the same, right? Positive 9 and plus 3. So 4A, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove the parentheses, and to remove the parentheses, I gotta make sure I have to adjust any signs of the terms inside the parentheses. In this case, I don't, so it's just plus 9A plus 3. Now I'm ready to combine. I get 13A plus 3. Here, and again, until I guess you get accustomed to, or get used to this, if you think there's a 1 outside the parentheses and you do the distributive property, right? We're doing the distributive property to remove the parentheses. 1 times negative 6y is negative 6y. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4, and then the minus 6y at the end. So now that I removed the parentheses, I can combine like terms. Let me write these side by side. So these two will be negative 6y minus 6y and minus 4. Negative 6 and negative 6 is negative 12y minus 4. All right. Again, the following process is all about removing the parentheses. That's what it's about here. Okay. So again, there's a minus sign in front of the parentheses. So you're gonna have to make an adjustment. So again, I would put a 1 here, and I'll do the distributive property. That's just one way of thinking about it. Negative 1 times b cubed is negative b cubed. Negative 1 times positive 7 is negative 7a. So notice that b cubed came out negative, and the positive say of 7a came out negative 7a, right? Now, when there's a plus sign in front of the parentheses, the terms inside don't change. Whatever they are inside, they are going to be outside. So in this case, 9b cubed and minus 8a. So I can remove the parentheses and not change the signs of the terms inside. Right, now combine this guy and this guy will be combined. So it's negative b cubed plus 9b cubed, and then minus 7a minus 8a. Like terms next to like terms. There's a 1 here if you want to put them. Negative 1 plus 9 is 8b cubed. Negative 7, negative 8 is negative 15a. Here, again, just combine like terms, but we got to remove the parentheses and be aware that there's a minus sign here and a minus sign here. If that's such is the case, when you remove the parentheses, that 6c is not 6c, it's negative 6c. And then negative 4m comes out as positive 4m. Same thing here. It becomes minus 3k minus 12m. So that's probably the easier way of doing it. Or you can pretend there's a 1 here and the distributive property, and you'll realize you get the same thing. Combine like terms, well, let's do it alphabetically. There's no c's. There's no k's, just these two. And then the 4m's and the negative 12 can be combined. And 4 minus 12 is negative 8m. Negative 9d, there's a minus sign in front of the parentheses. So the terms, once I remove the parentheses, I got to make sure I change the 2c to negative 2c and that 4d to positive 4d. And then plus 4c. Combine like terms. This guy and this guy. Let me do it alphabetically, sorry. So I have negative 2c and 4c, and then minus 9d plus 4d. This is going to be equal to 2c, and this is going to be equal to negative 5d. Okay, so before I can add or subtract these a's, I need to remove the parentheses. So again, there's a plus sign in front, right? So this comes out a minus b, no changes. This changes because of this minus sign. So it becomes negative a, negative b. This also would change when I remove the parentheses. So negative a, positive b. So whatever they were inside comes out opposite. Combine like terms, so when I put them together, so it's this guy, and this guy side by side. So a minus a minus a, and then minus b plus b. Notice that plus a and minus a eliminate side. Left is just negative a, and then this negative b and this plus b will eliminate, and I'm left with negative b. Again, we're going to remove the parentheses and then the braces. So there's an order to how we remove 10m plus braces 3m. Again, this will change. 5x minus 4 is going to be negative 5x plus 4. So remove the parentheses. Can I combine anything? No. Now I'm going to remove the braces. So 10m. And what's in front? In front of the braces is a plus sign. So everything inside does not change. So 3m comes out of 3m. The negative 5x comes out of negative 5x. And the positive 4 comes out of positive 4. Now I can combine this guy and this guy, which gives me 13m minus 5x plus 4. Again, same thing. Let's remove these parentheses, right? They have to be gone before. Well, because there's nothing to do with 6y 2. I can't combine those two. And then notice that because of this minus sign in front of the parentheses, the 6y and the 2 will change. So 4y squared minus braces 4y plus brackets 3y squared minus 6y and minus 2, and then the plus 6. All right. So now, can I combine anything in here, guys? Can I combine anything? I can combine the 2 and the 6, but not the y's because they're not the same. So 4y squared minus braces 4y plus brackets 3y squared minus 6y. I can't combine those two, but I can combine negative 6 and negative 2 and 6, and that gives me positive 4. Now, next step, I'm going to take away the brackets. right? And I take the brackets away. And notice that there's a plus sign in front of the brackets, so when I remove the brackets, nothing changes to the terms inside the signs of them. So y 4y squared minus braces 4y plus, remove the brackets, 3y squared minus 6y plus 4. Can I combine anything? Yeah, you can combine this guy and this guy. Right? Let's combine that later though. Let me do the last thing here. Let me remove the braces. So I'm going to remove this brace and this brace. But notice that right in front of the brace there's a minus sign. So everybody inside the braces will change sign. So we get 4y squared minus 4y minus 3y squared plus 6y minus 4. Now for the last part, let's combine like terms. So this guy here is this guy. 4y squared, I'll write it next to each other, minus 3y squared. And then minus 4y plus 6y minus 4. So let's combine what we can. These two combine just gives me y squared, or 1y squared. Negative 4y plus 6y is positive 2y minus 4. That's my final answer. Okay, so distributed property, 5d plus 15 minus 10, combine like terms, and combine this and this, 5d plus 5. Distributed property here, and distributed property here. 5x times 2 is 10x. 5x times negative 3x is negative 15x squared. Negative x and 3x is negative 3x squared, and negative x times 1, negative 1 is plus x. Combine like terms, I can combine this guy with this guy. Negative 15x squared minus 3x squared, and then plus 10x plus x. So we're going to get negative 18x squared plus 11x. That's the final answer. Okay. This one, did we do this in class? Yeah. Y cubed, so again, multiply these two, y cubed plus 4y to the 5th power minus y cubed again plus 3y squared minus 9y to the 5th power. Combine the like terms, so there's a 5th power here and the 5th power here. So these two is 4 minus 9, which is negative 5y to the 5th power. Positive y cubed and negative y cubed, so this and this will cancel each other. So, and we just write 3y squared. That's your final answer. Again, distributed property, right? Distributed property. We do the distributed property because we have to take the parentheses away in order to combine like terms. Negative c times negative 2c times c is negative 2c squared. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10 cd. Next one, negative bc times 2a, so it's negative 2abc. Write the variables in order. And then negative times a negative is a positive, and bc times d is just bcd. Right? We have anything we can combine? No, because everything, this is a c squared, this is a cd, this is an abc, and this is a bcd. Nothing to combine. Good. Next one, I don't know what this guy is doing here, but 3 times a is 3a. Positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 5 is 15. Done. This one, multiply this and this, and this and this, this and this. Sorry. this times this, this times this, this times this. All right, so first of all, the signs. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 4, 8. A multiplies, there's no other A, so it's just A. B squared times B to the third power, B to the fifth. C cubed, then C5 is C8. Done. Next one, negative times a negative is a positive again. 2 times 5 is 10. A times A cubed is A4. B squared and B is B cubed. And the C has no one to multiply with. Okay. Next one is negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 1 is 2. A multiplied with no 1. B squared multiplies with this single B gives me B cubed. And the C cubed multiplies with no 1 and just stays there. Last one, negative 2AB squared C cubed times this guy here. First of all, it's negative, and then 2A multiplies with no 1, B squared multiplies with no 1, but the C cubed multiplies with a single C and gives me C4. Combine like terms? I don't think so, because every single one of them is different than each other. 12 doesn't multiply with anyone, but the distributive property happens here. Negative 5 times 2A is negative 10A. Negative 5 and negative 11 is negative 55. Combine like terms? Yeah, I can combine this guy here with this guy here. So negative 10A, 12 and 55 is 43, negative 43. Distributive property happens here. 4K times 2K is 8K squared. 4K minus 8 is negative 32K minus 2K squared plus 10K. Can I combine anything? Yeah. This guy here can be combined with this guy. That's positive 8 and negative 2, so that gives me 6K squared. This is negative 32, this is positive 10, and that gives, so it's going to be negative 22K. All right, so again, distributive property. 7 and 3 is 21W to the fifth power, and then 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. That's it. This one. Distributive property with 3 terms inside. 5m minus k is negative 5km alphabetically. 5m times negative 3m to the fifth power is going to be negative, and 5 times 3 is 15. M times m fifth is m to the sixth. And then finally 5m times 7w is going to be positive 35mw minus 30mw. Combine like terms, just these two guys here are the same, right? So negative 5km minus 15m6, and 35 minus 30 is just positive 5mw. All right, so we have two rectangles, one inside the other one. So what happens if I remove the white rectangle? I'm going to be left with that orange part, right? So there are two rectangles here. So let's take care of the orange. Let's see, orange. The orange rectangle is a big one. Right, so imagine that was an orange rectangle. And this is 4x, and this is 3x minus 6. What's the area? Well, the area with this guy times this guy. So area equals 4x times 3x minus 6. Distributive property, 4x times 3x is 12x squared. 4x minus times negative 6 is negative 24. So that's the area of this, the yellow rectangle. Now, I'm not going to write it in white, but I'll write it in blue. So the blue part, which represents the white, is the smaller rectangle inside. That's 2x, and this is x plus 2. Well, again, find the area, right? Multiply the two sides. So it's area equals 2x times x plus 2. 2x times x is 2x squared, and then 2x times 2 is 4x. So if I punch the rectangular hole here, I'm left with this orange area. And how much is that area is the question is asking. So I'm going to have to subtract the big rectangle, the area of the big rectangle, which is this. minus And from that, I want to remove this part here. Let's remove. So I had the orange square, and then I'm going to cut this area out. And I'm going to remove. So minus, and I'm going to put in parentheses because we're subtracting something that has two terms, minus 2x squared plus 4x, which is this guy right here. That's what 2x squared plus 4x represents. So how much do I have left over? No. So now before we subtract, we have to do the distributive property here, right? Distributive property, or understand because there's this minus sign in front of the parentheses, we're going to remove these guys, right? So now remove the parentheses and change the signs of the terms. So we get 12x squared minus 24x minus 2x squared and minus 4x. Notice this and this came out opposites. Combine like terms? Yeah. I combine this guy over here with this guy over here. That's 12 minus 2, which is just 10x squared, and then minus 4x, right? Let's do it in order. And then minus 24. That seems to be my final answer. And that's what's left over. Right? So if I have a yellow rectangle and I remove from the yellow rectangle this blue one, this is area of the shaded region. That's it.